Welcome back to the Fuel Show. Still to come, Dennis is going to be in the pits with our friend Ty from Baxter Auto Parts. Now it's time for our second Behind the Wheel. Suzuki entered the US market in 1963 as a lightweight motorcycle producer. Now Suzuki is one of the big four motorcycle manufacturers in the world. Suzuki invented vehicles like the four-wheel quad, and in 1985 they made a deal with GM to be part of the US car market. That saw the result of cars like the Chevrolet Sprint coming into the US, which was really a rebadged Suzuki Swift. Now, in our second Behind the Wheel, Dennis and Ian look at the Suzuki SX4.
Thanks, Nick. Now, Q Factor is our first score for the SX4 from Suzuki, and if you're wondering what SX4 stands for, it's S for Sport, X, Cross, and 4 is for All Season.
Thank you, Dr. Wizard. Hey, you know what? When it comes to this category, there's only a couple things to really touch on the little Suzuki. One is the stereo system. Nice audio system with a little jack for your MP3 or your iPod, something that you want to plug in that's a little extra. And then the all-wheel drive system. It can run in just a front-wheel drive mode, and then the flick of a switch, or if Ace over here is driving and it goes out of control, it'll switch to all-wheel drive, and that's a great safety feature.
Yeah, I think a solid score for this car would be 275. Curb Appeal's our next score for the SX4 from Suzuki, and well, it's your standard 5-door hatchback.
Now, you know why you say it like that.
Because I own a standard 5-door hatchback.
Yeah, the difference is the little Suzuki's better looking than his Ford Focus. Yeah, that's okay. He lives in a little dream world. What you got to pay attention to is it's a good-looking vehicle for this price range. No, it's not an XKR. Listen.
We're talking well below 15 grand.
That's right. All-wheel drive and all the goodies that go with it. Hey, if Suzuki can go out and put this car in the World Rally, it's going to look cool with a little body kit and a few extras. Nice wheel arches, nice body lines, a nice little fin on the back, and I don't mean no picnic bench. I'm talking about a nice little touch on the back. For me, I actually think it's a pretty good-looking little rig.
Yeah, I think everybody else will too, so we'll score it a little bit higher than average, 3.5.
And you know what Suzuki knows how to do? They know how to make a lot of power out of a small motor. 2-liter with 143 horsepower and 136 pounds-feet of torque. Now, it's no GSXR 1000, but I tell you what, maybe they should put that motor in there.
Yeah, and I wouldn't even say that those are the two numbers that get the good performance score for this car.
I know where you're going.
All-wheel drive system and all-wheel disc brakes on a car at this price point.
And what's the top speed?
120 miles an hour.
Not bad for a little Suzuki, but overall you got to look at it. Price range, capability, and that kind of power, pretty good score.
3.25. SX4, and I think this score is the one that is going to stand out in Suzuki kind of executives' minds as the best thing about this for us.
Yeah, you kind of put it really well in a little analogy that you came up with is when you're sitting in the vehicle.
Yeah, if you're driving in this car at night and you don't see any of the badging, you would think it was any other, like a Honda or a Toyota, any other Asian import.
And you better believe that's the market they want to break into. Toyota and Honda have had it kind of easy. I mean, they've really dominated the market. Cars like this from Suzuki can be the forerunner for that brand to really break into this market.
We have to give it a high score. It's really well built, and for the price point, there isn't much better out there on the market. I'd go with a 4.
It's tough to beat.
The SX4 from Suzuki, and at this price point, it's the only car to have all-wheel drive. And the new slogan, Way of Life, for Suzuki is definitely kind of taking hold and pushing this car to be the maximum at this price point.
It really does. I think he's got a good point. I think that, and on top of the fact that I actually saw a commercial for a Suzuki that was endorsing their 4-wheel products that included their 2-wheel products.
They have to do that.
Yeah, I mean, everybody knows what a GSXR 1000, and in case you don't, it's a really great motorcycle that Suzuki builds. But when they tie those things in together about lifestyle, when someone will go out and be loyal to the brand Suzuki motorcycle, they will be loyal and check out the brand Suzuki automobiles. I think right now, if I was smart and I had the money, I might go out and buy a Suzuki franchise.
Yeah, they're trying to focus on bold attitude and performance. Kind of an unusual thing for Suzuki cars, but they're doing it well. 3.75.
Let's see how Dennis and Ian scored the Suzuki SX4. For Q Factor, a 2.75. For Curb Appeal, a 3.5. In performance, a 3.25. Fit and finish was a 4.0, and drivability a 3.75. That's a total of 17.25 out of a possible 25. When fuel returns, Dennis is going to be in the pits with our friend Ty from Baxter Auto Parts.